Now, one of the things you spoke on were the situation with the women and how you're teaching the women, and that we need to know certain things and bear the responsibility for our portion of the responsibility for the situation that we're in. What do you say to a community like the Women's Song community, whose purpose is to educate women along the lines of all of the things that you are saying? What would you say is the value of having that type of unified community of women who could arm themselves and then go out and disseminate this information that could change our community? Could you speak to that, the message?
Well, I would tell you all first to check in your own home. You know, we got sisters who sometimes haven't spoken to people in their own family for 10 or 20 years. You know, we need to clean that up, see if we can clean up at home first. We don't have anything for the outside world until we can clean up at home. We need to try to fix some of those things first. We need to, you know, take access and accounting in our own home and about our own situations. One of the things that the Black Man's Guide to Understand the Black Woman did, Jolivet, is that I had so many couples tell me we finally had a real conversation. We had the first real conversation we've had since we knew each other. I had people say things like that because the book just it just put it out there.
Right.
And that's what the truth does. You know, and if you're going to quarrel over the truth. Don't quarrel over no lies and no nonsense and stuff other people have said. If we're going to fight, let's fight over the truth and then settle down to the good answer and then move on forward. And we can have a better life. We can have the fun that we say we want. And it may not be the fun that white people have outlined. It may be fun that we have in our culture.
Right.
You know, but I would suggest that you all do that. And, of course, you know, as black women, we're harder on each other than anybody else could be. We're more distrustful of each other than anybody else could be.
Right, right.
Because since we know ourselves, we don't trust the other women either because we know they probably just like us. And that's something we have to learn to get past and to open up our hearts to each other. And I don't mean telling secrets or your family or your relationships, you know, secrets and things like that. I just mean we have to learn to work together and to trust each other and not talk about each other so bad. You know, we have envy and jealousy for each other, just all kind of foolishness. That's a time waster and that robs us of valuable energy that we need to use to rebuild our nation.
That's right.
You know, we could start off with cooking classes with our young girls. Just take 2 or 3 little girls in and bring them in and teach them how to prepare a meal. That's something we could do once a month. That would change everybody's life if we did that took one Saturday a month and had a cooking class in our house and bring in a couple of sisters and teach them how to fix some basics. You know, teach them how to cook some vegetable meals. They've got us so tricked up we think if we don't eat meat in every meal, we don't have dinner.
Right.
So, you know, we could, you know, teach that, but then also teach them how to, you know, do the chicken and whatever it is that we eat. But if we just started doing that, the churches don't do that.
Right.
Nobody's doing that. They took it out of the schools.
Yes, they did.
You know, there was a time when they taught civics in the schools. And right now, if you ask our children who the judges are, they'll tell you who the judges are on American Idol. They know who they are, but they don't know no judges in the court because they don't have civics in school anymore.
Okay.
You know, so they took that away. And the girls don't know how to cook. The boys don't know how to cook. But if we bring them in and do that, bring them in and teach them how to do the laundry, how to fold the clothes. I went to get some chicken. We were rushing home. And I had my little boy, and we were rushing home. So I said, okay, we're going to stop in here. Because I said, I know this place is run by some kosher people. Meaning they didn't have any pork in the place. I said, we're going to get some in here. So they had a little sister back there working. She wasn't part of the family, but she was just a little girl working behind the counter. So I said, I'll have 2 breasts and 2 legs. That's plenty for us. And so she said, okay. So She had the tongs. You know how you pick up chicken with tongs?
Yeah.
And she kept picking the chicken up and turning it over. And there was a couple of people behind me. And she kept picking it up, and she would turn it over. And she looked like she was probably had to be at least about 18, 19. She was working in the store. And she'd pick it up and everything. So I said, what's the problem? As I said again, I had no patience with her. I said, what's the problem? Because she kept picking it up and laying it down with the tongue and turning it over. I said, what's the problem? She said, I just keep getting mixed up. I don't know which one is the breast and which one is the leg.
No.
Now, do you believe her?
I believe you.
Yes. So I'm saying, here we talking about somebody that's almost 21 years old in America and don't know the parts of a chicken.
Right.
She ain't ate nothing but chicken her whole life. But she kept just picking it up and moving around. And then I had another situation. I was in the dollar store, and I was, what was I getting in there? Some mothballs. And I had the 2 boxes of mothballs, which is $2, okay? So I was waiting there. The woman in front of me got her stuff and left, and so I put mine up there. So I had a 10.
Uh-huh.
There was no tax on this, all right? I had a $10 bill, so I gave the woman the $10. She said, oh, ma'am, I'm sorry, my register is cut off. She said, the computers went down. I said, well, the drawer's open. I said, so you can still make change, Here. So I gave her the 10. She stood there holding the 10. So I said again, are we waiting on somebody to come, or what's the problem? I can't go nowhere. They all got problems. I said, what's the problem? Yeah, I said, what's the problem? Well, she said, I don't know how much. I said, you don't know how much what? I said, this is a dollar store. Everything's $1. She said, no, I don't know how much you're supposed to get back. Listen, here come the punchline. She said, just reach in there and get your change.
Oh, my God.
That's what this young lady told me. She said, just reach in there and get your change.
Wow.
I said, no, I'm not going to do that because the white people that run this store probably come out here and say I was robbing it.
Right.
So I said, I tell you what, give me my 10. I'm going to let y'all just come back another time when you learn to count from 1 to 10 or something. Just give me that. So I left. But that's what she told me. Just reach in there and get your change.
Goodness gracious.
So this is the condition our girls are in, some of them. I'm telling you.
Right.
I don't care if they can play basketball. Sports is not going to solve all our children's problems. Every time we say what we're going to do with our children, everybody want to put them into sports.
Right.
No, we need to teach them some basic survival skills. And that's what I'm thinking about, now. I'm thinking about how, can we impart this. So that would be one good thing you all could do. Just teach them some basic stuff like that. And I'm sure many of these girls don't know the parts of a chicken or how to cut one up or fry it, how to fix pasta, fix spaghetti and sauce, things that would make dinner, how to, fix rice. It takes skill for that. So a 1 day a month cooking class, several of you all could just take 1 or 2 little girls in at a time and teach them to cook.
Wonderful.
That is one way to save our nation because the people have to know how to eat. If not, everybody we have in our black nation going to have high blood pressure and diabetes.
That's right.
They just about got it now. And many of that is because
you're absolutely right. And as a matter of fact, I think it's incumbent upon me to say that there are many grown women who don't know many of those.
That's true, too. That's right. In fact, they think that's cute. I'm telling you to say, I don't cook. And see, it's no accident that the majority of the stores in our communities are not grocery stores. They are fast food cook stores.
Yes, they are.
Because they have made us dependent upon getting our food out of those places instead of cooking at home. They've made it seem like it's easier and cheaper just to run down there and buy a plate out of there, some of that dog food, whatever they have, than to go home and cook.
Right.
So, and that's all indicative of the fact that our women are no longer cooking. Our boys need to learn how to cook so that they are not dependent. So that's something for the girls and the boys. I think that's one thing that we could do would impact the entire community if they knew how to prepare food and how to dress and wear clothes, some other options other than what they have out there. A lot of our young women don't know personal hygiene, sister. I've been to the high schools, and sometimes they smell so bad, and I'll be like, God, what is this, the zoo? It's just terrible.
Right.
So they
right.
need to be taught personal hygiene. Yeah, and sometimes some of the community centers or some of our religious institutions will give you space to come in and do those kind of classes if you all wanted to do something like that.
Right.
But we have to start where we are. It's not about go have no great big thing and get a bunch of adults in there to talk.
Right.
Yeah, because a lot of us adults, people are stuck in their ways.
That's right. But we are the ones that are passing this down
That's
to
right.
that next generation that's producing those women
That's
that
right.
you're talking about.